Hi, I'm OMFG Really Nikki, and I'm like super excited to make this video. Okay, this is my second attempt at making this video. We're gonna start from the top and hopefully I can like work out the kinks that didn't work the last time. Hi, I'm OMFG Really Nikki, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. God, every time, okay, this is literally the third time I've tried to make this video, and every freaking time something goes wrong. Now somebody's, like, it's starting to get dark, so it's getting darker in here. It was much lighter in my other video, but now somebody, like, near me is sawing something. Okay, so there are some technical difficulties. If you'd noticed that I quickly cut, dogs were barking next door, someone is sawing something, I don't know what's going on. This has been the hardest video to make. This is like my fifth attempt, I can't even talk, fifth attempt today. Like in the last few hours. Like, this has been ridiculous. Like, it's so frustrating because I just want to make this video and share this with you guys, and I keep having problems. I cannot believe, like, it's just been like a struggle. Like, it's just the story of my life. Like, I feel like this entire year has been like one of the, like, it feels like a perpetual, like an endless day where everything keeps going wrong just over and over and over. Like, and I probably sound like bitter, and truthfully I feel a little bitter at the moment. Like, I was super happy with the first couple videos, and now I'm just like, just shoot me. Like, not literally, but you know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're banging your head against the wall, and this video is not going where I wanted it to go. Like, I feel so angry now because I was so excited and so happy to share this with you guys, and now I feel like it's ruined. Like, somebody is sawing shit outside. Plus, I'm going through so many other things that I wanted this to be a happy video and a fun video, and like, I don't feel like I've like lost that. Like, it makes me so frustrated because it's very rare lately that I feel that like happy feeling and that excited feeling, and now I just feel like this is turning into a whole other video that I did not want to film today. Like, I literally just wanted to show these nail polishes because it's actually something that I'm excited about and I've been happy about, and like, I've been so happy with this formula. And it makes me so sad now that I just feel how I feel right now. I'm sorry. Like, I already know I'm either gonna have to do a ton of editing, or I'm just gonna be like, fuck it and not edit anything. I don't know. Like, my mood right now and like just the level of how things have been consistently just, like, when you've had like horrible things go wrong for you, it gets to the point where you just feel like that expression where people say, oh, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's not literally that one little thing, but it's like so much other shit has just like beaten you down that one little thing freaking just sets you off because everything else has like been destroyed anyways. And like, that's just, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like so many different things all the time. And I didn't want to make the video that I guess I'm going to end up making today. Maybe it's what I needed. This was not supposed to be that, but I guess we're gonna talk about something entirely different because I can't seem to make this nail polish video, and I'm sorry because I promised that I would today, and unfortunately I want to do this where I feel like good about it and I feel happy, because I don't get to feel that very often lately. I know, like, a lot of people who have followed my page, they know about the things that happened with Rue 21, where I ended up having to, they kind of pushed me into purchasing compacts, which I do love them, and these, I had already planned on buying these at some point. I was saving up for them because I wasn't financially ready. So I got a loan for these. I borrowed money, and I'm still paying on these. This is why I don't get paid for any of the shit that I do. Like, it's hard owning your own business and feeling like you're working for free, because I'm just trying to grow my brand and like hopefully do something that will lead to being something that I can leave to my children, or like something that makes me happy. And it sucks because I was so like, once I kind of like figured out exactly what I was looking for, what the design was, the color, everything, I just wasn't financially at that point where I could do it. And then Rue 21 came to me, and I'm not going to go into that because I have a whole other video about that. If you want to watch that, go ahead. But So like when the day that these came, I wasn't even excited anymore. Like I wasn't even happy because I already knew that they weren't going to pay me and they had stolen my designs. Like these took a very long time to get, like, and I have so many of them, and like my brand is small. I don't sell enough to pay that loan back probably in the next 5 years. Like it's insane. And I'm not saying that for people to feel bad for me. I'm saying it because I want people to understand what it's like to go through what I went through. And honestly, this is not the worst thing that's happened to me this year or my life. Like I've been through so many other things. Like this is just, it's just one of those things where you're like really excited about it and you feel good about it, and then somebody ruins it for you, you know? So it's like I feel sad because I never got to really like enjoy that. I was like, hey, I designed these. Like I chose everything about these. And then when they came, it was just, I just, like, they sat in the boxes for like 2 months because I didn't even want to touch them. Like, I didn't want anything to do with them. Like, but I was like, I spent all this money. I can't just do that. So I finally started using them. But it sucks that somebody else could just ruin something that once made you so excited, you know? And then, if you've followed my brand, you'll know that I kind of, like, went away for a little while. Like, I wasn't posting regularly. I wasn't really, like, trying to push like selling any products. Like I was just kind of like at a lull because when I got pregnant, when I found out like at the end of March, like the very beginning of April, like just after like a few weeks after I found out, I was like super sick. Like I had like motion sickness. Like I couldn't walk around. I couldn't do a whole lot. Like I was like laying down a lot because I just didn't feel good. And I was actually working with the Bunny box, the subscription box, and I had to make 100 products, the 3-pan highlighters, which every single one of those had to be pressed by hand. Luckily, my boyfriend was nice enough to help and do the majority of it, but it was very difficult to make have 300 items hand pressed and then glue them in and get them all like put in their boxes and packaged and ready to go when you're feeling super nauseous, literally 24/7. And then to go through, like, it was hard being sick, and then as I was starting to feel better, because I've had this happen before. It was a very long time ago. It was when I was 19. I was very young. I did not have a good support system. My family was kind of messed up and not very like supportive, and like I think maybe nobody in my family has dealt with losing a baby, so they don't understand how to deal with someone maybe. Or truthfully, they're not really the most empathetic. Like they don't always, like, I don't know, my family tends to be very selfish, and I hope they don't watch this because they're probably gonna be pissed at me. And it's not that I'm talking shit, it's just they all seem very focused on their own stuff and they don't really realize what it's like. I feel like I'm like from another planet when it comes to like being around them, because I feel like I don't fit in because I'm just different. Like I'm like the opposite. I'm very aware of everyone else. Like I can like sense other people's feelings. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It's almost like I've heard people say like people give off vibrations or whatever. I don't know if I believe that or whatever, but if I'm in a room with someone that's feeling some type of way, like I feel that. Like I immediately am like drawn to that person because I want them to feel better. Because I've spent so much time in my life sad and hurt and just feeling like shit over so many things, or feeling alone, and like I never want anyone to feel that. And I know that I can't control that. I mean, there's a lot of people in the world and I can't just go around like trying to protect people, or like I don't know people's life, you know. Like it's probably part of the reason I stay home a lot, because I don't know how to deal with the world sometimes. There's so many negative things and so much bad stuff that it's just, that's why I don't watch the news and all of that, because it's just so much. But I went through this once before, but it was different. Like the person that I was with, I wasn't in love with. I was married, but I wasn't in love with that person. And truthfully, when I got married to that person, I had only known him maybe 6 months, and we'd been together for like 3. And I told my mom that I was wanting to get married, and she was just like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I'm stupid and like 18 at the time. And she just kind of went along with it. Like I really wish like my mom would have been like, "Wait a second, you're 18 years old, like you have your whole life, like what about school, what about this, what about that, you know, like what are your plans for life?" She didn't seem to be concerned with that. She's just like, "Okay, if this is what you want to do, whatever." Which, I mean, it's nice that she was supportive, but she's not really that type of person. So I don't know, it was very weird. So she started like buying all this stuff, and like I don't know if she was like excited or like what, I don't know, but she like started buying stuff and planning stuff. So when it came time to actually get married, like, I was like 100%, like, I remember talking to my cousin and I was crying. Like, I did not want to get married. Like, I wanted to, like, just not. Like, I was okay with, like, still being with him at the moment. I just didn't want to get married. I wasn't ready for that. But I felt like I had to. Like, I felt like my mom spent a lot of money and, like, all these people came. Like, I felt like I couldn't, honestly, I felt like I didn't have a voice. Like, I couldn't say, I don't want to do this. Because I was so afraid that I would let people down. And the thing is, for people who've been sexually assaulted or people who've been through, like, mental or verbal abuse, that kind of stuff, like, that's a very natural response, is that you're very afraid of letting people down, because you personally, like, people who manipulate you and, like, break you down like that, they see that weakness and they exploit it, because they know that they can treat you like shit and make you feel like you caused it. It's something that you did. That's why they're treating you that way. And so, like, that was where my mindset was at the time. So it was just like, I felt like I had to do it, like, and I didn't want to be someone who was, like, against my word or whatever. So I went ahead and did it. And, like, my cousin, I remember she was telling me, she's like, you don't want to do this, just don't do it. But I did it anyways. And then, like, from the beginning, I was not happy. Like, I was just, honestly, I felt, like, really, like, angry and, like, resentful towards, like, my mom and, like, just people in my family, because I'm like, why would you support this? Like, I don't understand this. Like, of course I had this, like, epiphany of, like, that this was a stupid idea right then, but right before I actually was about to do it. So it was, like, too late, essentially, at least for my mindset at the time. And then very fast, like, I ended up pregnant, and then at 25 weeks, like, about a month, now I just turned 19, maybe, like, a few weeks before. At 25 weeks, I went into, I guess technically, I didn't go into labor, but I have something known as, like, an incompetent cervix, which doesn't really sound like a medical term. It sounds like an insult, but that's what they call it. It just, essentially, for some reason, it just fails. Like, that's what kind of, like, closes up and holds your baby in until it's time to actually have your baby. And for some reason, for me, I have a problem with that. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what caused it. I've never had any tests or issues or, like, messed up test results, nothing. So I don't have any medical reason why that happens. It's just something that I have to deal with. But so that happened, and she was born, and she was alive for 3 weeks, and then she died. And that, for a very long time, destroyed me. Like, I was young already, so you don't really know shit about the world when you're young. And, like, especially when you're, like, 18, 19, like, you think you do, because you're getting to that age where you, like, are really, like, experiencing the world for the first time, like, on your own, and, like, making your own decisions. Like, you don't have people over you telling you everything. Like, you can kind of figure things out for yourself. So you think you know all of these things, but you really, like, don't. And it's not that I'm saying people at that age are stupid. I think it's just that you haven't experienced enough of, like, the world on your own to fully understand things. But I wasn't ready to deal with that. And there's certain things that happened with my family that, like, I'm not going to talk about on here, because I feel like I'd rather not at the moment. But I did not handle it well. I did not have a good support system. It honestly screwed me up. Like, I kind of, like, kept things to myself for a while, and then one day I just lost it and just kind of got mean and nasty to everybody. Like, I didn't care, like I didn't say anything like I never said anything racist. I never said anything, like, super just hateful, but it was like, if I thought something negative about you, I would tell you, like, you know what, you look fat, like, stuff like that. Like, it's not nice, and it's like, it comes out as very vicious. But the thing is, like, I was so hurt and so broken inside that I think, truthfully, when you get to that point where it's just so dark inside, like, you want everybody else to feel that, because you don't know any other way to, like, relate to people. Like, there's a saying that's hurt people, and it's very true, because if you don't have people looking after you and saying, hey, you're going through something, I need to be there for you. Like, you don't have people to talk to about it. You feel like, because the thing is, you could be around so many people. Like, 1 million people could be your best friend. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean? Like, you could have a room full of people, and you could still feel alone because you have no one to like really go to and listen and understand you. And that's one of the things about losing a child, that I don't think there's anyone in the world that can fully grasp what it feels like if it hasn't happened to you. And it doesn't count if it was, you know, you may have had an abortion and you felt bad about it later. I'm not saying that's not valid, but the thing is, it's not the same thing. Like, if you had a pregnancy that you were like excited about and you wanted, and then it's just gone, that's like a whole other world. And finally, like, I was able to be like, you know what, I can't keep being like this. I just feel like this awful, ugly feeling inside. I need to do something different. And so I felt like very afraid to try to have another baby. Plus, like I said, I was with someone I really didn't want to be with. And truthfully, after all of this, like, he was a nightmare. And like some of the things he said even about the baby, like, which he's passed away recently, and I'm not going to discuss that either because I feel like certain things are just personal. But I don't know, everything was just so messed up. So I finally like realized I need to not be with this person. I need to find somebody else. I need to do something else. And I realized that there's so many people in the world who are not, well, I mean, I guess they're people. Their children are people. Sorry, took me a second there. But there's so many children in the world that need a parent and don't have one. And I was a parent without a child. So I felt like, what if I turn the way that I feel, that negative feeling, into something positive? What if I adopt a child? So that's something that I did when I was like, I think I was like 23, 24. I had gotten in a new relationship and was with someone else, and we adopted her together when she was 2.5. She was in the foster care system, and unfortunately the situation with her family, she had been in foster care pretty much since she was like 6 months old. Or no, I think she was just over a year actually.